This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
For those of us who are decent, country-loving, Constitution-revering Americans, January 6th was a shocking thing to witness, an anxiety-inducing event, an event that should have caused alarm bells to ring and alarm flags to fly to the top of flagpoles of holy shit, this could be, we might be witnessing the dissolution of the Union. We very well could be witnessing, and we still might be, we may have witnessed what could be the beginning of the end of the Republic, certainly the end of the Republic as we know it. And it is proposed that we have a 9/11 style commission look into what led to January 6th, the insurrection, the attempted overthrow of the United States government led by citizens of the United States. Not a foreign occupying, invading army, as with the War of 1812. Not that. But a toothless, MAGA hat-wearing, idiot insurgency of American citizens who believed Donald Trump's lie that the election was rigged and stolen from him. Even though 60 different court cases have been thrown out, even by Trump-appointed judges. It is a lie. It is a conspiracy theory. It is sour grapes from sore fucking losers. And now, even though an agreement has been reached, a compromise between, I want to get their names right, Reps. Benny Thompson of Mississippi, a Democrat, and Republican John Katko of New York, the top Democrat and top Republican on the House Homeland Security Committee. They've agreed. They've come to a compromise on how that commission will be formed, what it'll look like, what its duties will be. And Kevin McCarthy just was announced that he is opposed to that commission. He is abdicating his role as an authority figure, a leadership individual in the House of Representatives. He's the minority leader, the top Republican in the House of Representatives. And he's coming out against this. Now I'm going to talk about, after I talk about his statement, I want to talk about the reasons that he is failing not only the country, but Republicans. I want to talk about the commission, what it's going to look like, what it's going to do, and also why it is that he is choosing his role rather than to protect the Congress and specifically the Republican members of Congress. He's choosing instead to protect Donald Trump because he's got a taste for the boots. He loves the Trump boots. Reading from this NBC article, McCarthy opposes bipartisan commission to investigate January 6th Capitol attack. Part of his statement reads, given the political misdirections that have marred this process, given the now duplicative and potentially counterproductive nature of this effort, and given the Speaker's short-sighted scope that does not examine interrelated forms of political violence in America, I cannot support this legislation, McCarthy said. The article continues, the Republican leader said that bipartisan investigations are ongoing by the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee, the Senate Rules and Administration Committee, and the architect of the Capitol's office, which has been allocated $10 million to conduct a full review. McCarthy has argued any commission should have a broader scope than just the January 6th attack on the Capitol, pushing for including other instances of violence. He argued the bill, quote, ignores the political violence that has struck American cities, ostensibly in the wake of the George Floyd murder, a Republican congressional baseball practice, and most recently, the deadly attack on Capitol Police on April 2nd, 2021, referring to the man who rammed his car into a Capitol security barricade and tried to attack officers with a knife. Now, why would Kevin McCarthy want to obstruct this commission? Why would he not want this commission to sit, to investigate, to find out the facts? Why would he want to obfuscate and misdirect with these single one-off instances that were terrible, but don't get to the heart of what took place specifically on January 6th? Why would he want to do that? To protect Donald Trump. Because if they spend time and energy, the finite amount of time and energy that they have and resources, on other disparate elements, then they won't have the full force to get to the bottom of January 6th. Now, the commission, the commission is, the way it's structured is actually a good thing. Now, I'm going to read from the article that talks about the specifics of the commission. The legislation is the product of a compromise announced Friday by top Democrat and Republican on the House Homeland Security Committee, Reps Benny Thompson, Democrat of Mississippi, and John Katko, Republican of New York, who reached a deal on the guidelines for the panel to model it after the 9/11 Commission. Under the bill, the commission would include 5 members, including a chair appointed by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, and another 5, including a vice chair appointed by McCarthy and Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. Commissioners would need to have, quote, and this is where it gets good. This is where it gives me a little bit of hope that they might actually get to the bottom of something. Commissioners would have to have, quote, significant expertise in the areas of law enforcement, civil rights, civil liberties, privacy, intelligence, and cybersecurity, unquote. And current government officers or employees are prohibited from appointment, the announcement said. The commission will also have the authority to issue subpoenas to secure information to carry out its investigation, but that will require agreement between the chair and the vice chair or a vote by majority of commission members. Now that's where it gets good. Because if they have the power of subpoena to compel testimony under the weight of their authority, Kevin McCarthy would likely be asked to testify. Because Kevin McCarthy had a phone conversation with Donald Trump in the midst of the violent insurrection, the violent attempted overthrow of the United States government on January 6th, ostensibly begging for Trump to do something, and Donald Trump did nothing. So Kevin McCarthy is going to avoid getting to the bottom of anything that took place on January 6th because it's going to point a guilty finger at Republicans, at the inciting of the violent insurrection of January 6th. The Ted Cruzes, the Hawleys from Missouri, the Donald Trump, the Rudy Giulianis, the Donald Trump Juniors, the incendiary language of them inciting a mob. All roads point to Republicans being complicit in what took place. And why would Kevin McCarthy be on board with pointing the finger at his party, at his former president, Donald Trump? Because they're not in it to protect the country. They're not in it to protect themselves even. They're in it to lap at the boots of Donald Trump. Still, can you imagine trading away any dignity that you had to protect this guy? There's not a person alive that I would debase myself for in that way. It is remarkable that they have no self-respect. And if they can't even respect themselves, how could we ever expect them to respect the country, to protect the country? Kevin McCarthy is a weak-kneed simpleton who's traded away any authority to Donald Trump. Ugh. Anyway, I would love to know what you think. You can call, leave me a voicemail, short voicemail, 714-576-4054. You can email me, daily@dollemore.com. If you disagree, I have no idea under what pretense you could disagree. Not one based in reality, at least, but I'd love to hear from you if you do. Follow me on social media. You can yell at me there. You can help support and produce my work here on YouTube by clicking the join button, checking out what's going on there. And for as little as $2 a month, you can become a channel member. Again, like I said, helping produce and support my independent analysis and commentary on the news and talking about the wild abdication of duty of Kevin McCarthy and other idiots just like him. Anyway, I will see you next time. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Until I do see you, be genuine. Take care of one another.